Are you interested in microdosing? And if so, are you curious about how microdosing can help you really notice subtle changes in your experience and even build new neural pathways? Well, if so, this video is for you. I have someone with me today who is actually following Margaret's mindful microdosing program and is really excited to report some changes that she's experiencing. This is Eddie from a Mindful Emergence, where Margaret and I offer mindfulness, movement, and breathing practices, as well as plant medicine when it's appropriate. We're in the waking up business, and we're excited to have you here. I'm joined today by Natalie Angel. Welcome, Natalie.
Hi, hello.
I'm so grateful that you're doing this. First of all, just for the basic educational purpose, but I think this conversation can be very, very helpful to a lot of people. Margaret's been doing this microdosing program for a while. We have our own experiences. We talk to people. A lot of people are confused on how to get the best benefit from microdosing. So your experience, I think, could be very, very helpful. So the first question I have is, you're obviously microdosing psilocybin. And is this your first experience with psilocybin, or have you used it at all in the past?
I've used it twice in the past, but this is my first time being intentional with a microdosing journey. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And why did you decide to try this program that Margaret was offering?
Honestly, the way I met her was just very, felt like destiny, fate,
Hmm.
and I myself wanted to go deeper with
Mm.
my own self just to work through some things just because I, I want to raise my frequency. I want to be more in
Mhm.
touch with myself and
Mhm.
the abilities that I can possess. There's so much in me that I know that I can, go in.
Exactly. Yeah, one of our little slogans we use is discover the truth of who you really are.
Mhm.
And that seems to be what's happening. You're learning more about who Natalie is, right? And
Yes.
that's really beautiful. So, how long have you been doing this now? For how long?
For about a week and a half now, I think Friday or Saturday will be my second week.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're already noticing difference. And you're
Mhm.
using the product that we suggested as an option that you get from a company called psilocybin. It's
Mhm.
already pre-measured capsules. So pretty easy.
Very easy.
You don't have to grind up stuff, weigh it out, figure out
Nope.
how to take it in so that it doesn't taste nasty. Because
Mm.
yeah, I've some people are like, what do I mix this with? I'm going to take my hat off because my face is totally shaded. Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Mhm.
So one of the things I'm curious is how how did you notice these subtle changes, or how did they show up? Share a little bit about the subtle changes that you experienced.
Well, I think the first day I took it was honestly like the most impactful or the most noticeable because it was like the first time in a really long time that I was just like, wow, I'm with myself.
Hmm.
And there's so much, I felt a lot of joy. I felt a lot of like gratitude because I was just like, wow, like I was at a little restaurant in downtown Asheville and I was just journaling and I was just like, wow, like I feel like the external world wasn't really there, like I wasn't getting all these like self-limiting thoughts that I usually have. So I was just like, wow, I'm present.
But you weren't feeling high,
No, not at all.
right?
Not at all.
See, this is really an important point because a lot of people, they'll say to us, well, I did the microdosing, but I didn't really feel anything. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people think, oh, it's like, maybe doing some cannabis or something like that. I'm going to go, ooh, but
No,
it's
not at
so
all.
subtle, isn't it? It's like the light got turned up just a little bit. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you reported that you started noticing moments of doubt changing to more of moments of inward support. Could you
Hmm.
talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think it fluctuated, right? And I had picked up tools that would help me. So with the microdosing, it helped me not get so like anxious about my doubts. It was just like, okay, I noticed that they're there, but I now know that I can go inward through certain practices like journaling, breath work, meditation. And I was just like, wow, like it worked every single time. I was just like the first time I was like, wow, like I'm not out of control. Like I don't feel so scattered, you
Yeah.
know?
So you said something that's so important. You
Hmm.
have meditation practice.
Hmm.
You do mindful movement practices. You do yoga. You shared with me earlier, you do hot yoga and sort of regular yoga.
Hmm.
Um, how do you think that's helped you? Why do you think that makes a difference?
Um, I think it's an outlet for creativity. I think you are aware of your own body. So, you know, there is so much stagnancy that's built up that you don't even realize. And then when I microdose at least, I'm like, wow, like I can feel it. And I noticed that moving my body, journaling, especially specifically for me, I have so much in my mind
Mhm.
that it I have like all this fog. And when I journal it out, I go through the day feeling so much lighter.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like with moving too, like I don't feel as stiff. I feel more with flow. And yeah, I mean, it makes me feel like a better person, you know?
So you are gainfully employed. Are you able to do all your functions that you normally do? Show up for work,
Yeah.
be a responsible adult, drive a car. I presume you
Yes.
drive a car maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that impede any of that?
No, if anything, I feel like I'm more effective and productive. Yeah.
Mhm. Wow.
I've noticed so many changes in my work life, my personal life, my with my friends, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's been so many improvements, which is why I'm really excited and hopeful about this journey just because I'm like, wow, like I'm every single day I am noticing something new
Mhm.
about myself. And now that I give myself more grace, because that was the first day that I've taken the microdose, I was just like, wow, I'm so mean to myself. I don't give myself
Mhm.
grace. And for what
Oh,
reason other than like it's not helping me. And ever since that day, I'm just like, every day is just like, wow, like I'm learning something new. And then, you know, I'm not going to lie, there are also some days where I hit these lows,
mhm.
but then I even honor those days because I'm like, clearly I need to see something and work through it and show it love, and then I can
Yes.
move on, you
I'm
know?
so glad you said that
Mhm.
because when we talk to people about how to use these medicines, we don't tell them everything's just going to be smooth sailing.
Mhm.
It helps us get in touch with our experience. And what you're sharing is you're able to do it in a self-compassionate, self-aware manner.
Yes, for sure. That's probably what that's helped me the most. It's just like, wow, I'm so self-aware and I realize like I'm not my thoughts. I'm just observing them. And now that gives me so much more control in the right way, not control in an egotistical way, but
Right.
it gives me a lot more like, wow, like I'm in charge of my own life and there's so much like support in that, you know? So
There's a word that people use. It's called agency. It's like you have agency.
yes, yes.
Right,
And
right.
I felt like I haven't had that my whole entire life. And
Wow.
like,
I
and I
know.
will say like my journey started before the microdosing, but I will say like the microdosing took it to the next level.
Yeah.
So I know that some people might go into it maybe expecting it to fix all your problems or you be a new person. I'm like, no, it does require you like beforehand to like have openness, you
Yeah.
know, like, you know, good spiritual hygiene. And I think the microdosing really took me to the next level of that.
Yeah. Spiritual hygiene, what does that mean to you?
For me, it's just like I've been meditating a lot more. I would say the past 2 years, meditation, this year, the breath work, and then recently the journaling. And that's just helped me channel so much and helped me release a lot. and get to know myself. And so then when I had met Margaret, I was like, wow, like this could help me go to the next level. I
Yeah.
felt so called towards it because I know like plant medicine works. So yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned journaling, that you've been
Mhm.
journaling. Were you journaling before, and how long have you, if so, how long have you been journaling?
I started journaling last year when I picked up The Artist's Way. Uh,
Mm,
that was really insightful for me. I kind of stopped. I kind of had like this in the beginning of the year. I didn't hit a low, but I was like, okay, like I have to face myself, like I can't bypass, that's what I was doing. I was bypassing, thinking like, oh, I'm good now. I've worked through so
hmm.
many things. I have nothing else to learn. And then the universe was just like, nope, like you still have so much to do.
Sorry, we got news
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. And
I
so
know.
yeah.
Sometimes it'll tug at us, just tap us on the shoulder. Hopefully, we get the message when that happens. We don't have to get a little bit stronger
Mhm.
encouragement to pay attention. Yeah. So, what I want to ask you about, pardon me, is you've you feel like this is building new neural pathways. So we
Yes.
know that the medicine can do that. Talk about that a little bit. What does that mean to you?
Well, I've been studying psychology, not neuroscience and counseling, so I kind of had some information about it beforehand. So with the neuroplasticity, everything is about habits and cycles and you know rewarding them and needing to do them. And with the neuroplasticity and microdosing, now that I'm more aware, I can see certain cycles in my life. And if you just interrupt the ones that you don't want and do it enough many times, like you cancel out that neuro pathway and
Yeah,
make a new one and the more desired one that you want. So
exactly.
yeah.
And of course, it's really important to continue to do the practices, the work on a regular basis to reinforce that.
Hmm.
Old patterns are not easy to break. At least that's been my experience. They want to hold on. That's
They
like we
do.
get this idea about how life is and who I am, and this is how to do things.
Hmm.
And to create a shift is not the easiest thing, but you're doing the practices.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, what would you say to someone who notices their old ways are fighting for center stage?
Yeah.
How would you encourage them to access their higher self, to maybe to be stronger, to be more aware?
For me, what's worked is going back to my tools such as the journaling, breath work, meditation. Like I've noticed whenever I start to kind of like the old frequency starts to kind of start talking in
Mhm.
my ear, I literally just get up, I walk outside for a few minutes, breathe some good air, and then walk back inside. And like you have to interrupt those thoughts because
Yeah,
it's so easy to get consumed and sink back into it because that's what it wants. Like, because it's your old frequency, your ego wants to fight for it because it's the protective mechanism. That's all we know. That's all your brain knows, and our brain is set up for survival, and it doesn't know any better. So it's
right.
just like, don't be mad at that, because at first I was so frustrated with it, but I'm like, no, like this is what my amazing body and brain wants to do, and it's trying to protect me, but I can I can tell it's okay. Like I can do other things, and
Yeah,
new experiences will change you,
yeah. I have a phrase for that, like going outside, taking a breath. I call it
Yeah.
the sacred pause.
Mhm.
When we find ourselves caught up, we just stop. Now we can change the setting,
Mhm.
you know, but maybe if we're driving a car, we can't just get out of the car. Just to pause and just take a breath and go, okay, this is what's happening. This is what I'm noticing in my body. This is what I'm noticing, the story, what I'm telling myself, how I'm interpreting things. And
Mhm.
then we're at a place where we can make choices
Yes.
instead of
That's
just
exactly, yeah.
staying on that same rut in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm so glad that you're taking this time because um, to do this because this is anecdotal evidence that you're sharing about how this can make a difference in your life.
Yes.
What question should I have asked you, or what else would you like to share for those watching this video that they might find interesting or helpful? Or did we cover everything?
I feel like we covered a lot of things. I will just say, like, it feels so easy to give up, but just know, like, you need to interrupt that thought. And, like,
Mhm.
all it takes is literally just, like, sacred pausing and putting new attention to something else. And, like, it does work. You just have to do it multiple times until you make a new neural pathway. And, like, and that's the amazing thing about neuroplasticity. And, like, I love it. It's something I study. And, like, there's proof that you can change. You don't have to be where you are.
That's right.
You don't. It's your choice, and yeah, there's so much agency in that. And I don't know, that's
That's
what I
beautiful. And the
really.
psilocybin is our ally when we use it intentionally.
Yes.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a beautiful medicine that we have that we can use in to wake up. That's what you're
Mhm.
doing. You're waking up.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Natalie. I so appreciate this. For those of you watching the video, I'm going to put the link to Margaret's program, the Mindful Microdosing program, so you can check it out. And please reach out to me. If you have any comments for this video, please leave the comments. If you have questions for Natalie, you can pose those and or you can contact us directly because we have contact information in the description. And I'll make sure that information gets to Natalie so
Hmm.
she can hear it and then respond to it if she feels that's appropriate. So
Hmm.
thank you, Natalie. Thank those of you for watching, and we'll see you next video.
Bye.